Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast, the audio version of our Facebook Live series, Art Talk Tuesday. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and I am so excited that you're here to catch the weekly replay of my laid-back yet very inspiring conversations with other full-time professional artists. The purpose of this series is to show aspiring artists like you that it is completely possible to make a great career out of this art thing. And if you ever want to join us live and have your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just hop over to facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll see you there. This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time art business. I've been a professional artist for over 5 years with paintings in several different countries and a client list that includes high-profile companies such as Bass Pro, O'Reilly's, Duck Commander, and many, many more. So I figured out what it takes to build an art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. Go to advancedmember.com, that's advancedmember.com to learn more. This episode features muralist Melvin Lovejoy, an artist I've worked alongside for several years while painting the many Bass Pro shops all over North America. Melvin served as a sort of mentor to me in these early days when I was just figuring out what to do and how to do it. He really helped push me out of my comfort zone and on to bigger things. He was also a Bob Ross certified instructor, which is amazing and just one of the many interesting things about him. Let me know what you think about this week's interview with Melvin Lovejoy. Okay, so if you could just start maybe by introducing yourself to people who might not know, and just kind of take us through a walk through the life of Melvin. So I think you have a lot more experience than a lot of people that have been on here. So I want to hear it all.
Well, yeah, you're right. I got quite a bit of experience because the trial and error process takes a long time, believe me.
Yeah.
But, I've been, trying, all my life, basically, and so some things work out right, some things don't. And it's just you got to enjoy the ride in order to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And so I basically started, when I was knee high to a grasshopper. I was always interested in art, and finding a process and where your niche is pretty much the hardest thing,
Yeah.
Just trying to find out where you fit in. And once you get there, you just got to get up there and just hold on and and keep going, because, I started out basically really, really doing some good stuff in high school. And it was mainly because they were telling you that, well, you can't do this because it's too heavy and it won't support this. And, well, I'm going to make it work,
Yeah.
And so I used to do a bunch of carvings and stuff like that, and working with clay and stuff, and it basically started there. But then once I got out of high school, I used to spend all my time in the art class, got out of high school and joined the military. I wanted to go to art school, but I really didn't think it was going to be anything for me. So I joined the military.
Yeah.
But my curiosity just kept me going, and I just kind of stayed in that genre, just trying to figure it out and try to get to where I wanted to be. And so I was in the military for 22 years, and I went all over the place and visited a lot of people, took a lot of different classes with different people, and learned different techniques and stuff, And so it just never ended, And when I got out of the military, well, the thing that really got me into the business aspect was I was at Fort Leonard Wood, and I went to an art class, and there I met one of the art instructors from Bob Ross, and I just picked it up and just kept running with it. Before you know it, I was a certified Ross instructor, and then that's when they taught me the business end of it, the hard
Oh,
knocks type stuff,
yeah.
and I met well, one of the better people that got me more stable was Dana Jester. He was one of Bob Ross's directors. And so what happened was, you know, he just kind of mentored me in the business aspect of it. And I would go to different states to take classes from him and, just getting just really good advice from him. And we just kept going and kept going. And then eventually the Bob Ross thing kind of got old, if you want to call it that. But I ran into some people from the Laughing Well studio, and that's when we got into the Bass Pro and doing really large murals and stuff, And Adam was working with Adam and Aaron Walken.
Yeah.
And well, we spent a lot of time working together, and it panned out for everybody. It's just one of those things where you start enjoying what you're doing, and it just keeps on going. So it was a really really good ride.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's in a nutshell. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, the working for Bass Pro, those long hours. I feel like we all kind of just got a sort of like a family work mentality going after spending so
yeah,
many
you're
hours.
right. That's true because you walk in and the first thing you see is these great big humongous walls and you're thinking, my goodness, do I got to do that by myself?
Yeah.
And after a couple of stories, you're like, well, okay, I got this.
Hmm.
Just point me in the right direction and we'll just get it done. So it
Yeah.
all it all it all works. Everything you
Mhm.
do, it's all up to you. Just make an effort to do it and you come up with some really good results sometimes, and sometimes people change their mind and say, well, this is a really good mural, but I changed my mind. I don't want it no more. And
Yep.
so you start
Oh,
all over again.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Ah,
Ah. Yeah. Okay.
all that
Um,
wildlife.
I know. So my first question on here is like, what was the tipping point that took you from hobby to professional artist? Did you think that was, yeah, so what was the tipping point that took you like that where you weren't doing any other job, you were just doing art?
I when I met the guys at the Laughing Well Studios,
Oh, okay.
Roberto and Linda, and
Hmm.
we that's when I met Adam and Aaron and everyone. And
Hmm.
I kind of made a promise to Roberto. He asked me a question years ago. He said, if I ever get too much work, would you help me? And I said, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And we met at in Lebanon. It was like one of those things where you get together and like a flea market type thing.
Hmm.
And I heard this voice say, "Where the hell did you come from?" And so I looked up. He's up on the balcony looking down at me, and he says, "I never seen no one that can paint like me." And so I took that as a compliment. And
Yeah.
so from that point on, we was, for like the next, I say 15 years or so, was really, really, really good friends. And he got us into the painting large murals in a timely manner. And so it all it kind of came together at that point, when I dropped everything and started out. We went out to Las Vegas. It was our first job, and we did a store in Las Vegas. And oh my goodness,
Yeah.
what is that?
Do what?
What is that howling?
It's
Is that
sorry,
you? Or
no,
is that me?
no, it's me. It's the tornado warning. It's like
Oh
there's
yeah.
tornado. Yeah.
Oh
Should be
my
fine for another
goodness.
15 minutes or so.
Another 15 minutes.
Yeah. I'll let you know
Oh.
when there's an actual tornado.
Okay. Ryan's
Only in the Midwest.
he came in and he's like we should be fine for now, but we might go undercover in about 15 minutes. Welcome to the Midwest.
Oh man. Well, we don't have anything like that in Arizona.
No.
Yeah.
Freaking me out. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, that is.
we'll go on. What's happening? I was wondering. I was like, can he hear this?
Yeah, I can hear that. It sounded like a cat howling, and I was like, what in the world is she doing over there?
Yeah.
But well, if you have to run for shelter at some point, feel free, okay?
I'll call you back. Like,
Okay, yeah.
We'll
But
just keep going on.
protect yourself, okay?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Let's see. Could you talk us through your painting process? Like, are there any methods or techniques that you picked up through your years of experience that you just any tips and tricks you use? So, like, what do you tell them on maybe how you if you block in first? Do you have an idea of what you're painting for? Like, what happens?
if I know what I'm doing, I'm more than likely I'm going to block it in.
Okay.
But my thought process is basically you got to be flexible, because you might make a mistake right in the middle of this thing and like, oh my goodness, this is great, And so you got to be able to know almost at an instant, what you're doing. And sometimes when things are, really drawing your attention, that just means that you've got a good subject matter going on. So it all depends on what you're doing. If you want to freestyle it and do abstract work and stuff like that, you got to be able to balance it, But if you're going to do a good landscape, it's okay to block it in, but still sometimes you make a mistake. And that's when, if you're doing a portrait or something like that, you got to obey the rules.
Yeah.
But if
yeah.
you're doing if you're doing a landscape or something where you don't necessarily have to answer to anybody, then you can really have fun with that. So,
Yeah.
It all depends on what you're doing. If you want to get up there, and block something in and use that as a governance, you got to have some kind of references. And there's a lot of people that can't do anything without good reference. And there's a lot of people that you bring a reference in front of them. It's a guideline, but they don't have to agree with it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That
Yeah.
makes sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I'm such a reference photo kind of person, And yeah, yeah. I remember one time I was painting coral for the first time, like underwater coral, and you came by and you saw my reference photo. You were like, that was the first coral that I painted. That was the first piece of coral that Libby painted. That was the first coral it's like the one good Google search coral that you come up with online. And
Everybody got that same coral. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Because that was the first one I did, and but honestly, when it came down to all the underwater paintings we was doing in those bowling alleys,
Yeah.
that led me to getting my dive certification. So we go all over the world diving now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Susan's gonna admit to this, because we meet in different places around the world, and thank goodness I have one person that said, "Hey, can I meet you across the world in Belize or Australia?" And she says, "Okay."
Okay.
And so
yeah.
we meet over there. But the main reason why I did start diving was because I was so curious as to how close we were getting to what we were painting.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get on the phone and call Beruta and tell her we nailed it. Because I did the first underwater scene with Baruta. Okay, I don't know if you did an interview with B yet, right?
Not yet,
We
but I
call her
want
B.
to. Yeah, B.
But we was just going back and forth trying to make sure that we was accurate with it,
Yeah.
and her color scheme and everything, it worked so well. But once I got underwater and actually seen the real thing, I was like, man, I gotta go call this woman and tell her that we did it right. But I never did.
Yeah,
I
you never
never
did.
did.
You should.
So
You should.
I should I should have did it, but I didn't do it. So,
Yeah, you will though. You
but
will maybe. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
well,
it's kind of cool, like especially because you come from painting first, so you paint like angelfish or just all this stuff, and then you go down there and you're like, oh, like I know what that is because I painted it. Like yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. And I used to love to do lionfish, and then everyone's like, "Don't paint no more lionfish anymore because they're
A threat to
basically
the
they're trying to kill everyone that they get a hold of.
yeah.
But I mean, all the emperor fish, all those, I've seen them all underwater. Just about every fish that I've ever painted.
So
Those
cool.
clownfish, all those. I mean, clownfish are so small. It's just like this is a little bitty thing. And I used to get it there. The first one I painted was like 6 inches big. It was
Yeah.
huge. It would be like the whale of clownfish. But
Yeah, yeah.
it's good to know where you stand, and you see it, and it changes everything.
Yeah.
It gives you a new career too.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. That's amazing. Okay. So another question on here. What is the one thing you don't like to paint without?
uh, I go into so many different directions when I'm painting. You know, I can't say anything. I mean, uh, when I was doing oil paintings, I used to get up there and just love fan brushes. But
Mm.
then when you stop doing oil paintings, you put aside the fan brush and you go with a good 2-inch brush. And then, once you go into something else, then you have to, sometimes you create something. Like you get you a doggone squirt bottle, and then you start poking holes in it and everything.
Yeah,
But, it all depends on what you're doing,
yeah.
but that's where, yeah,
You hear
you
that?
better run and hide pretty soon.
I know.
But you got to be flexible. It all depends on what you're doing. What your
Mhm.
goals are. And so I really don't like to nail one particular thing down
Mhm.
as far as because one minute you're painting something like a portrait, but then if that person if it the people don't recognize who that person is, they have no connection to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So you might have a real beautiful portrait, but you better get used to looking at it because
Mhm.
you got to do something along those lines for someone that wants to keep it, or something that it means something to someone. But if you do a landscape, it have a bigger, more broader appeal to different people. Seascapes are the same way. Abstracts, they really light up a room. You can
Yeah.
go in there and do some abstract work, and it you can put it just about anywhere you want to. So
Mhm.
you gotta figure out what you want to do and be ready to do it.
Yeah. For sure, for sure.
No, I'm listening to the sounds in the background.
I
It's
know.
like
I'm listening
I
to you
gotta
though.
focus.
Yeah.
I gotta focus here. I gotta focus.
Oh, Adam just commented on here. Let me see what he said. Adam said, I saw Melvin do a Bob Melvin Ross painting, and he is so awesome. His mural block-ins are practically finished from the start. So you
Yeah.
have a fan with Adam Wolkin.
Yeah, I got into trouble for that
Okay.
because when you do block-ins and stuff like that, you can do so much with them.
Yeah.
And some people think that you're done already, and that's what he's referring to. And
Okay.
some of the
Oh,
times the
okay.
block-ins are give you so much stuff, but I have a process when it comes down to doing landscapes that
Yeah.
really speeds it up. And I need to do more, and everyone's thinking, no, 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 that's enough. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it'll get you in trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Do you have a favorite past project?
Oh man, my favorite projects basically is when the is the journey basically.
Okay. Going
You know,
philosophical
I
with it.
I can go and do just about anything I want to do, but I want to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
I want to spend time with the doggone people that I'm around, and I
Yeah.
want to be able to say, I painted with Adam Wilkin, or I painted with Emily, and we did this and did that, and that's what makes it fun. And so I can get up there, and I did so many doggone paintings that I really, I would have to say when it was come down to painting large, I love doing those stores, but I love it when I was finished.
Yeah.
Okay, because it was a lot of work that goes into doing all that stuff. So
Yeah. It,
I liked it better when I was done and it was over with,
yeah.
but I had a good time with the people.
Yeah.
And so I hope that's a good answer.
Kinda. Okay, but if like
So,
if you could nail like if you had to like gun to your head, like if you had to do like one past project, would it be like Tacoma or Tennessee or where? Like
but well, the thing is that, you know, I was doing that for over 11 years,
oh
man. I
gosh,
mean,
you
since
have a lot.
2004.
You're like
So, I mean, like, everything kind of runs in together.
yeah,
Everything
true.
kind of runs in together. But I remember what you said, and I remember, it's some of the times, people don't remember the exactly the things that was said. They remember the way it made you feel.
Hmm.
Okay. And so if I get up there and have a good time with you, I'm
Yeah.
gonna remember the good time that I shared with you. Painting
Yeah.
is a afterthought. You feel good, you're gonna paint well. You
Hmm.
know, if someone walks up to you and slap you on the back and say that's the best looking painting I've seen in years, that's gonna make you feel good. You're not
Yeah.
gonna remember what you painted, but but you're gonna
It's
feel
true.
good.
True,
So,
true.
there's a lot of paintings out there that uh, I seen one on Facebook just a little while ago, and tell you the truth, I don't remember that painting at all, but it had my name on there.
Yeah, yeah.
It had my name on there, and the lady was talking about that she got it from her parents and everything, and you produce so much stuff that you don't want to get up there and get to the point where you're taken away from it, but you produce so much stuff that you really you can't remember it all. you know you can't remember it all, and
Yeah.
then like some of the times there's something that you don't want to get rid of, and you sell it, and you're like, man, I really didn't want to sell that thing, because you're attached to it. And so it's hard to
Yeah.
describe. I got a complicated life here. You
There's
okay?
like weird noises out there. Yeah.
You got a
No,
lot
we're
of weird
good.
noise. I hear it.
It's just like a rumbling. The rumbling is what freaks me out.
I'm not gonna trip out if you go and check it out
No,
to see where
you're good.
you are. Okay? Because if
Well, I feel like Ryan would tell me if something was going on. Okay. Anyway, we're just gonna go through it. Okay. Okay.
wow.
Okay, sorry. Let's see. do you have any upcoming projects or any kind of plans that you're working on right now, or are you just kind of just chilling out?
Well, I'm kind of chilling out, but
Yeah,
well, last year I kind of had medical issues, and
yeah,
I'm still trying to, make myself believe that all that stuff was, is done and over with, okay? And
yeah,
so right now I'm basically I really got to go back to Springfield to get my all of my sprayers and all that stuff,
mhm,
so I can basically start everything here. I had so much stuff that was at the store, and right now they're kind of reorganizing, and so you don't hear anything from them, and so I just got to get up there and just make sure that I'm physically capable of doing things,
yeah,
and then I'll go from there. So.
yeah.
But I was
Oh, cool.
hoping that they would, get something fired up again. But if they didn't, because like all of last year they didn't have anything going at Bass Pro, but I was sick all of last year, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. You
and
were
so
telling me on the phone the other day.
yeah, and so
Uh,
once I got all that stuff out of the way, even if they would have called me, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. So
yeah. Well, at least you weren't missing out on anything, you know.
no, no, I wasn't missing
No.
anything out.
Yeah.
So, but right now, basically, I just got to get up there and just. Uh, it takes a lot to get up there and get a client base or something like that going here because all the time I've been here almost 7 years, and the majority of the time that I've been here, I was leaving the state going working for Bass Pro. Okay, so I barely know my neighbors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So in order for me to do anything, I gotta basically start all over again and build that customer base and stuff like that. And so it's a I gotta reinvent myself all over again. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm not really that worried about it. Most of the time, you go out there and start painting.
Hmm.
Your work speaks for itself. So if
Yeah, for
someone
sure.
sees what you're doing, all of a sudden it's going to generate a like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
But the thing that I just gotta get out there and make sure that I can handle that snowball. Okay, so
Yeah, definitely.
so
Susan says, is that one of your abstracts behind you? She loves the colors.
well, that was yes, this was something that I was just goofing off with, but it fits the room. It got the orange on there,
Yeah.
and I was just goofing off, and I was just like, oh man, this thing is so heavy, and they got so much paint on there, and but it's fun because I really enjoy doing it, but it doesn't make sense to most people. So,
Yeah. It's fun
but
though.
I
You
mean, it's
enjoyed it.
fun,
Yeah.
and I made quite a bit of them, but I've been painting. I got a garage full of really big canvases,
Yeah.
you know, and so I'm kind of getting ready to jump on it all over again. And but it's just I just got to get up there and just do it the right way. That's what I'm kind of concerned about. I don't want to get committed to something and then have to stop. And if Bass Pro get fired up again, I'm gonna drop what I'm doing and go run off and do something else.
Yeah.
That's not fun. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah, I'm gonna do something else. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Just a matter of time. So,
Yeah. Definitely. Adam says he has to get off here, but thanks for sharing.
hey,
Let's
I'll see
see.
him soon.
Susan says, "Yeah, well, you're productive when you're goofing off." So, you guys,
well,
you world travelers, you.
well, I mean, I was with Susan in Belize last
Mhm.
week,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you guys got to get up and go do some of this stuff. It's really really fun. I mean, but like I said, it's being with some friends that you really enjoy spending time with.
Yeah.
And that means a lot, and so we was going to the art galleries and everything, and I'm thinking something, and Susan was reading my mind. She was thinking the very same thing, and but it's just enjoying the time you have with the people,
Yeah.
and so everything that I've accomplished as far as art goes, I wouldn't have done it without the people. I had
Yeah.
really good inspirational people working with me, and that's where Adam and Aaron, Susan, yourself, Emily,
Yeah.
so many
Agreed.
different people that made it fun. It wasn't work, but it's really a lot of work to walk into a great big Bass Pro Shop and do all that stuff, and you're mile high in the sky painting
Yeah.
the ceilings, and then like you come down and you say, did I do that?
I know, right? Yeah.
Because I mean it's a lot of work,
It
and
is.
you got to think on the run, and you got to make sure everything is just right, and yeah. But
Yeah.
the thing that makes it worth doing is the people that you surround yourself with. And
So agree. Yes, you guys are
you know,
great. You guys are great
yeah,
mentors to me too. Like you, Emily, Susan, all of you guys. Yeah.
yeah.
I wish I
So
got to work around Adam more often, but yeah, yeah, I totally
hey, be
agree.
careful what you ask for.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah, those guys are so good. They are so well read when it comes down to the discipline that they have and what goes into their
Mhm,
artwork. And but
mhm.
a lot of it goes down to the opportunities that you make for yourself. So
Yeah,
you can get up there and make some really really good work if you allow yourself to be in that situation. It's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of timing,
yeah.
but
I
you can do
remember.
it.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
one. I remember one exactly because I was like, I'm a super timid person, as you know, and just it's so intimidating getting up there with all you guys. Like you guys have been doing it a long time. I'm like, hi guys, I'm a new muralist. Anyway, but there's this one story that I tell often, and it's you because we were up in Vancouver, and it was me and you and Susan and some other muralists, but you were like, "Hey, do you want to do this main wall here?" And I was like, "Nope, I don't. You go for it." I was like, it was in the underwater bowling alley.
Yeah.
Do you
Mm-hmm.
remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were
Uh-huh.
like, no, I think you can do it. And I'm like, okay. And then I got up there and just knocked it out, and I was just like, did I do that? And you were like, yeah, you
Yeah.
did it. But if it wasn't for you, and I know most muralists would be like, I'll do it, and just take it from me. But I was like,
Yeah.
Melvin didn't. So like you let me like have my moment of like breakout, and that's like that store was a store where I was like, maybe I can do this. Like maybe I
Yes,
can.
but honestly, I wish so much that the work that you was doing in the restroom would have came outside.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, you're the best restroom painter I've ever
I
seen.
know. They were like, let's throw it in
All
the room.
that
I
work.
liked it.
I loved it. I was like, man, but the only thing is, it's in the bathroom.
I know. Yeah.
Half the world's not gonna see it. It's in the bathroom. You go into the bathroom, see these octopuses, and
Oh
it
yeah.
really tell the story. You know what I'm saying? It just
Yeah.
reaches around and wraps you up. And oh man, I really, really,
I kind of liked going in there because, like, if I messed up, it was just in the bathroom. But like, and it was just like in there by myself. It was so quiet. But yes, yeah. I later moved outside of the bathroom.
yes. But that's the whole point is that you're in there, you're feeling good,
Yeah.
and the experience is allowing you to be free to do what you want. But then, like, somehow or another, you got to grab this doggone little bony girl and say, that wall, not the bathroom. This is where
Yeah.
we need this stuff. But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed working with you guys. It was so
Same.
fun, and you know, you can't put a price on that. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You can't put a price on that. So
Definitely. Well, Melvin, that is about it. Okay. One last question. Is there any
okay.
advice that you would give to artists who want to make art their full-time career but just don't know where to start? Like, so where's a good starting point for an aspiring artist? Who are a lot of the people in the group are just they're aspiring artists. They're not full-time yet. So what's like a good starting point?
A good starting point is basically starts with you. You got to have confidence in yourself. And you need to hang around with other artists.
Yeah.
Because the things that you do have an impact on someone else, and if they get a good job, they can hire you, right?
Yep.
Or if you get a good job, you can hire them. If they get good, more than likely you're going to get just as good as they are. So it's your environment. You hang around creative people, it'll rub off. Everything that you do is going to rub off onto the people that you're with,
Yeah.
And if you have a good time, I mean, that's the best byproduct from the whole thing, is just enjoying yourself. It may not last long, but you better enjoy the ride,
True. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Amazing.
I hope that
Beautiful
makes
advice.
sense,
Yes, that's great. That is a perfect closing remark. I love that advice. I think it's great. Yeah. Okay. Well,
You
that is
better run for cover, okay? Get out of
For
that
real.
bad weather.
for real. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go now. I'm like on edge. Okay. Okay.
Next time we do this, I'm gonna look at the weather report, okay?
Okay, sounds
So-
good. Yeah, we'll do it again. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your night to come on here and just talk about art. I know that you've inspired at least 1 or 2 or 10 of the people in this group to
Well, good luck.
do their
Thanks.
thing.
I really appreciate the time with you, and I
Yeah.
hope we get a chance to get together again. And if you have any free time, come on out to Arizona, and
Okay. I'll
and we
drag
can.
I'll drag Emily with me.
Okay, that's a good deal. That's a promise. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
all right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You too. How do you turn this off?
This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time art business. I've been a professional artist for over 5 years, with paintings in several different countries and a client list that includes high-profile companies such as Bass Pro, O'Reilly's, Duck Commander, and many, many more. So I figured out what it takes to build an art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. Go to advancedmember.com, that's advancedmember.com to learn more. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Also, if you ever want to join us live and have your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just hop on over to facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I'll see you next week.